guys? Welcome to another episode of Elevated and Chill. I am your host, CJ, along with my co host, Dougie Fresh. Dougie, what's going on, bro?
Things are going, man. I'm excited for today's session. I cannot believe it's another day to record. Elevated and chill. Let's
Chill.
get it. Let's get it. No, everything is good, man. Mental check and life update. You know, Dylan has two other teeth that are coming in, so it's been a
Oh,
wild ride this week.
she's growing. She's
Season.
growing.
Dude, it's just crazy how fast she's growing. And
She's
now
a,
she's like standing up on the couch
yeah,
or like the coffee table and using it to walk. Like by the end of the summer, we're gonna have a baby that's walking around, bro. And it's like crazy
yeah,
that next Saturday, she will be 9 months. 9 months, dude. Like the world is going too fast right now.
it's flying.
You turn around and here we are.
She,
I
she's
remember
also, she's also
go for it.
she's absolutely adorable too. I
I
know,
know
like,
she's starting to get some features of both of us that are like so funny. Like her smile and like when she makes some faces, it looks
this
just like
Jan,
Jan. Like just
but
like
her.
her.
But her face is like you. Like her face is you, but the smirks and I'm gonna call it the ad libs.
Yeah, definitely.
The ad libs is John for sure. Like
She is gonna
that
have uh she's gonna have a personality at, like me and like Jan, but she will be very much more like blunt and straightforward like how Jan is. Like she
yeah,
has that tendency, for sure. But
yeah.
she's at the point where she's starting to really like learn different things and like want to do more things. So we've been reading a lot more. We've been playing a lot more like
Oh,
hands-on like Montessori games and stuff like that. And then we're excited because she's been really loving the pool and like getting outside. So the summer has
yeah.
been good for her too. Because obviously like in the winter when she was first born, we kind of like were low key not doing much. Now she's getting to see everybody and she is smiling and enjoying her time in every capacity. So that's good. Work on the other hand is work and it's been life and lifing. So like
Yeah.
we're moving along on that front. And then like I said in our last episode, we have something cooking up that is going to be pretty cool. In a few episodes from now we'll be able to drop and talk about as well, which is another pretty big life update. But
Yeah.
outside of that, how are you, man? What's going on your end?
First of all, I want to say it looks like you got a haircut, bro. You
I
look
did.
good.
I did get a fresh new little haircut.
Yeah,
Um,
you look good. The
the barber
hairflow
hit
is
me.
crazy.
The barber hit me with the good right now. I was like, damn, he even shaped around like my ear like the best I've ever seen. Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody shape
The,
around ear like this good.
your home team.
He
Let's
did the
rate.
whole little like thing too, dude.
Yo, home team. We gotta rate Doug's cut right now. The flow is crazy. The flow is absolutely amazing.
And then I found there is this like pomade by Paul Mitchell that like
Yeah,
goes on dry, but it looks like a little bit like wet. Like you could tell that it looks like I might have some gel in my hair, but it's actually all dry. So like it's solid pomade too, dude. I was loving
yeah,
it. What is it called? It's called Crafting Clay by Paul Mitchell. Good stuff.
guys. Home team, get that.
And the
Get your
barber
hair.
literally did the thing, bro. Like he's
Did
never
the
like I
did the
never had
lineup.
that. Yeah.
Did the lineup and everything. Did
Yeah,
the
it
lineup.
made the goatee look a little bit better. He hit the mustache a little bit.
My
It
yeah
works.
yeah. The barber's been finessing you. I ain't gonna lie to you. You got you looking
Jan was
right.
like, "This is the best haircut you ever had." I was like, "Oh, okay." And you cut my hair
I
for 8 years, girl.
I mean, she's just pointing out the obvious. No, she's just giving credit to where credit is due for sure.
Dude, now I want to get more tattoos too. Like I want to finish up my sleeve
You
as
know, it's
well.
funny. I was thinking about the same exact thing. I was like, I definitely want another tattoo for sure. I don't know what I'm gonna get, but it's been like itching.
We haven't been
Um,
there in a minute, so I want to get back in there for sure.
yeah. Yeah, but for me, man, everything is copacetic over here. I just had I know home team. I've been kind of a little dormant on this topic, but Obviously, I've been embarking on my reinvigorated hobby of dance. So we just had our summer party yesterday, which was dope. A
Do you guys do like a
little.
showcase or during the
No,
party or no?
so this year I don't know why they didn't do like a showcase of like performances. I don't know why, but I think it was just good to like, dance and it was kind of like a big social. They had like drinks there and all that stuff, so food and all that stuff. So it was definitely a time to be alive. Dance my ass off.
That's pretty good. That's fun.
So yeah, that was definitely fun. Obviously, little health update. Definitely had a few health situations going on a few weeks ago, but everything is all in the clear, so we are good to go and rock and rolling. So that's always a plus. Likewise with you, I got big updates moving forward. So that's in the hopper, and also just planning on my we're getting like activities and hotels for my Europe tour.
Yeah,
So
you got a Europe trip. You're gonna fucking be
yeah,
taking on the world here soon.
yeah. So,
Over the
so
pond.
yeah, so a lot of
You're making
a
a
lot
lot
of
of moves over the pond this last year.
yeah,
The
definitely
bucket
that
list
was
is being checked off. One,
yeah,
two, three.
that was definitely the goal going into 2025. So I'm glad that's definitely happening. So yeah, better week. I mean, obviously work is work, life is life, but everything is looking on the upside. So that's what we can ask for.
Yep, positive
Uh,
manifestations end in positive momentum, bro. Like,
exactly.
love
Damn,
it.
you starting elevator device early?
Elevated advice early,
It's,
like at the top of the session, like
at the
right
top
now.
right now.
Keep it level as we go, bro. The whole
Got
time,
you.
the whole time.
Well, speaking about elevated advice and motivation and momentum, another thing too, I've been crushing my book goal. Uh,
Ooh, are you on
uh,
Goodreads? Like, did you set the
I
goal in the beginning of the year or
yeah,
what?
so I want to read 25 books for 2025.
Oh, that's
So
pretty good. That's a good goal. So it's
yeah,
a
it's a good
little over 2 books a month, basically.
yeah. So I failed by one book last year.
Mm.
So now
And
January.
do you consider audiobooks and like any of
Yeah,
that as part
yeah. I
of the goal or
mean,
no?
yeah. Me personally, I don't read audiobooks. I don't. I shouldn't say read. Listen to audiobooks. But if I were to, I would definitely include that. I mean, that's a book regardless.
I know
Definitely.
that Jan has been ramping up on the audiobook so
She
much.
was saying,
Obviously,
yeah,
it's so much easier to do that when you're like taking care of Dylan, you know?
yeah. She was telling me that she's been reading a lot of audiobooks as well. But yeah, I've been crushing my book goal. I think I want to say last time I checked, I think I'm at like 16, 17 books.
That's good, dude. 16 or
Uh,
17 books. You still
yeah,
have like it's July. You still have what, 5 months left. That's pretty
yeah.
good.
I
You're
want to say
definitely ahead of the game.
I want to say between like 13 and 16 books so far. That's just a guesstimate, but definitely ahead of the curve there. For sure.
Locked
So yeah,
in, bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
feeling it mentally and
I
physically.
don't know. Yeah, like that Michael Jordan went in the last dance where he was just like,
Yeah.
I took it personally. I took me not making my 24 book quota last year very personally. So
I see you sitting at the podium and staring at everybody just like Kobe did and say, "Job's not finished.
yeah,
Job's not
job's not
done."
finished. Yeah, job's not finished. So yeah, so we still got a couple months going on, but I'm reading this mystery book now, which it seems to be picking up a little bit. So yeah. But yeah, reading. Uh, do you enjoy reading? What are you?
I didn't set a goal, but Ayan and I do. Obviously we've been reading a lot with Dylan. All those
Yeah,
like books that we had when we were kids. Like she has like Wheels on the Bus, The Hungry Caterpillar, all that, like the little automobile. We've been reading like the 8 Little Planets. So like with her, we've definitely been reading hard. I haven't been reading as many books, but I've been reading a lot more like kind of like articles and like automation stuff and digging into some of the stuff that I do for like work. And a couple of books that I did read this year was around just leading change was was one of the books, which is
Uh,
kind of like managing expectations of managing
yeah,
up and down, and like how change management can happen within projects and things like that. So I've a lot of mine are more like focused on
like self
self-help books,
development. Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah,
or self-development
development
books.
books. Yeah,
Yeah, so I like that. I haven't done a lot of writing. Like I know that you had like creative writing on here too as like another
yeah.
thing that you've been digging into, but Jan has been doing some writing which has gotten me thinking about it as well, but I think I'm more like focused on those types of books. And then I was reading another one which was like the seeing the world through different designs, like
Mm,
identifying like how others and like the psychology of their brains work when they're looking at different things and how they like take in different
yeah.
like objects and different like flows and stuff, trying to bring that into like my presentation skills a little bit more and like bake that into how I'm like presenting to specific audiences, like different initiatives that we're working on. So yeah, like I said, more like self-help or like self-directed books to expand my knowledge on that front. But what about you? What have you been reading and digging into lately?
So I think since 2023, since I started hopping into getting back into reading, my biggest thing is like to try to get into like a new like genre. Because I think majority of the books I read are like historical, like nonfiction and stuff like
Hmm.
that, like about World Two, all that shit. But I joined a book club at my job, so they give like different books and stuff like that. Which is good because it gives me like a variety of like adventure and some fantasy, some fiction. There's some obviously nonfiction historical books as well. I just like I mentioned previously, like I'm reading this mystery book right now. I actually just finished reading a book called um The Silent Patient, and
Mm.
that book is absolutely amazing. Definitely recommend Jan reading that shit because that writing was just absolutely like amazing. The way the story just comes together is remarkable. Definitely 10 out of 10 read. Home team, go pick that book up
Love it.
if you haven't read it. If you just go pick that book up, it's definitely a 10 out of 10 read. But yeah, I just been trying to get into like different genres. I like challenging myself. Obviously, I'm not gonna like every genre of book, but
Hmm.
just to like get myself out there and step out of my comfort zone. Obviously the comfort zone is always gonna be historical nonfiction, but
Hmm.
I like getting out there and like reading different books. It's the same thing I do with movies and music, just to get more exposure to things. You never know, I may like a genre or whatever. So
When
trying
you
try.
set your book goal in the beginning of the year, are you setting it with the mindset that you're gonna read a certain amount of books in a different genre in that year, or like it's really just like, okay, here's my book goal. Like I just got to reach that at the end of the year.
No, no, it's a definitely just a book goal. There's no like, oh, like I'm gonna read like three mystery books or whatever. It's just a book goal overall. But within that book goal, the goal also is to like maybe get like one or two books that are like, out of the realm, or
Hmm.
like maybe five out of the realm of what I'm normally comfortable with. So yeah. That's kind of where I'm at in terms of reading. And it's kind of,
But like, what do
reading.
you look for when you're like looking for any book? Like, if you're going and you're picking up a book outside of one that's in your comfort zone, like, what are you looking for? Do you want it to be in first person? Do you want to be in third person? Do you want multiple
Um
timelines happening? Do you
I'm
like,
big. I'm big on like a plot and like character development. I think
yeah.
when I watch a movie, I'm big on where's the plot at. What is the character development. You know, in the characters and stuff like that. So I'm really big on that. So I kind of take that and just put it into reading as well. That's kind of what I look for. Obviously I want like a attention grabber, so maybe like a little bit of action or maybe like a
Hmm.
plot twist. I love a big plot twist. And that's what happened in Silent Patient. Like I was reading and like It's funny because I finished the chapter. It just kind of weird how this all worked out. I finished the chapter the minute I got to my stop, and I
At the
was like,
train?
no, at the because I take the ferry. So at the
Oh,
ferry,
okay.
I get off. I'm like, fuck. I want to read. Like, no way this shit just happened to me, bro. I gotta figure out what
But
happened.
see, like that's the cool part about it. And I think that that's
Yeah,
something that I look for in a book too is like when the writer leaves you on the edge and it's like perfectly set up for the next chapter and you're like
yeah,
I need more because there's books that I've read where you're like I don't really care about what's going to happen next. I'm like I'm just going through the rigmarole, like the rigor of it, right?
yeah, yeah.
And then there's like I need to sit and read this next chapter, like it has to happen right now, like everything else can wait. Like
Yeah, it's
that is
like,
the attention grabber that I want for sure.
and honestly, I've never like, I usually try to read on like my days I'm going into the office. So like I'll read to and from work. Um, but at the same time, I was like, I came home and literally read. I was like, I gotta finish this book. Like, there's no way and I feel like for me, even with like a TV show or a movie, like mostly with a TV show, because like a movie is like more like straight through, so like you
Hmm.
see everything. But even with like a TV show, like if I, it's so good that I gotta like I'm like at the edge of my seat. I'm gonna binge watch it. Like I'm a chronic binge watcher. I'm so the same thing goes for reading. Like if the book captivates me, like I'm locked in. And there's been some books that I'm like, come on, this is. But also too, like I do enjoy like self development books as well. Like they give you like insight on, and I think I've learned a lot through just reading the developmental book as well. So um, yeah, I mean,
I think another thing that I always look for in a book is like there's a character that I can tie myself to. And that's the same with like a movie and
TV
like
show,
a
yeah,
TV show is like there's something that you have in common that draws you to that character and you're like
yeah,
want more of it. But I feel like
mm,
when you're reading outside of like a TV show or a movie, you can get like more deeply ingrained
yeah,
in that
yeah.
character because now you are using like what's
Imagination,
written as well as imagination. Yeah,
imagination, yeah.
exactly.
That's because
But I
like
feel
you don't
like
have,
the a movie or a show, it's like here's the straightforward, here's like you don't really imagine
yeah, because
something different.
you have a visual of what
Yep.
the character is. So like like for example, like my one of my favorite characters is obviously from Peaky Blinders
Yep.
is Thomas Shelby. So it's like like he's there. Like you can't wonder about him. But if I'm reading a book, like for example, like when I was reading Silent Patient, I'm like, yo, like I'm just like imagining the scene in my head, which is actually pretty fun for me because now I'm like, wait, but like, is this like actually what like can I is this what I'm imagining is that actually happening in this book right now? So like it gives you like some sort of like mystery in itself, you know what I mean? I got a question for you though. Do you feel like now that obviously you guys have Dylan and you're reading with Dylan more, do you feel like is it getting you back into reading or like
Yeah, I think
maybe like
it's getting me more excited to like sit with her and read and
yeah,
get to that like next stage. Like obviously
yeah.
we're in the stage with her right now because she's only 8 months. She'll be
Yeah,
9
yeah, yeah,
months next week. Like where it's many more picture books and a lot less. Like we have a lot of Dr. Seuss and we were reading like
yeah.
a bunch of different like ABC book. Like it's a lot of that type of stuff. I'm excited to get to that next stage where she's 5, 6, 7 and wanting to read like some of the stuff like that we read like when we were kids like Magic Tree House
Oh,
or like
wow.
with the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, like Chronicles of Narnia,
Yeah.
like Spiderwick, like all
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps, like all
Wow,
of
those are classic.
those ones are like really good tangible books for a young kid. Like that's what's getting me excited. I think what
Yeah.
gets Jan excited is past that stage where she can read books with her around like
Like
Twilight
Twilight,
and like
yeah.
all that
Harry
other
Potter.
Harry
What
Potter, yeah, like ones that are a bit deeper in the like the character is like maturity
yeah.
where the other ones are not like that, right? Like Goosebumps and like Magic Treehouse and all that, these are kids like doing stuff, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I can think of two books that Well, one of the Magic Treehouse ones that I know she's gonna love, we have it, is Night of Ninjas, where they go
Yeah,
back and they like fight the ninjas. And then the Goosebump one that I always remember, you'll probably remember this one too, where the girl's dad is like a botanist and he's like
yeah,
creating plants in the basement, and then like something spills and the plants come alive, and like she has to like take out all these plants. Like that one I remember too. Oh my god, that also brings up like Animorph. Remember Animorph? Like the kids,
yeah.
the
That
teenagers
yeah,
that would
yeah, yeah,
turn into
yeah,
like animals. So yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
getting me excited. Like you mentioned, I'm really into like the self development books more than anything at the current moment, and just trying to like
yeah,
continue to grow myself that way. But with her, I'm excited for like the stepping stones of the genres that she's gonna be excited about, and
yeah,
I know Jan
yeah,
is too. Like that's what
yeah.
she loves
That
to do.
yeah, she
So
loves to read. Definitely a journey for young Dylan over here.
Dylan is gonna be a bookworm, dude. Like a
Yeah,
bookworm.
I mean, you guys got an extensive library going on in your crib, so I mean,
We were talking about it the other day, and we were like, we're gonna need to get another bookshelf. Like we don't have space for all the books that we have. We need another one. Like it's kind of crazy how much we've bought over the last 4 or 5 years to build out the library. So
yeah, I mean, you guys might need to get another room for your library.
that would be pretty cool. That would be
uh,
pretty cool with built-ins and everything. Jan
yeah,
Jan would tell you exactly what we need there. She'd be like,
yeah,
"Oh, this is
yeah.
the interior designer."
She's the expertise in that realm. You're
Yeah.
just gonna be like, library is yours, library is
Yep.
yours.
Finish it up, girl.
I'll just be in there for I'll just be a
For
presence.
the ambiance.
Well, for the chill and out segment, the question I have to the home team as well. Always feel free to chime in. What is your favorite genre or author?
Hmm. I don't know. That's a really good one. There's a lot of great authors and there's a lot of good genres. But I feel like I always fall back into like a nice like fictional book that has a good plot, good time like timeline, a solid character, but like it has some realistic feeling to it, but it's not fully non-fiction. So I would say like that's definitely my favorite genre. It has to have some action, some play to it. But it doesn't have to be super like strict to like this is an autobiography about this guy, like that kind of thing. But what about you? What's your favorite genre and or author?
I don't really have a favorite author. That's the one thing I don't have. But I would say, I guess, historical fiction historical nonfiction is pretty dope. But I would say like also like adventure, like mystery ish. I do gotta say my favorite book of all time is The Outsiders, by S.E. Hinton. That book to me is just like it's like a pure definition of like adventure. Kind of like low key thriller. Kind of has like a lot of motifs and themes and all that stuff. So, I actually reread that book. I think last year, maybe. Yeah, actually, I ended up rereading it because I
Was
saw
that a
it.
book on curriculum in your when you were in high school, or like?
I think it might have been a one that I read during when I was in junior high school because I went to Catholic school, so I had to read
Yep.
also in junior high school. So maybe one of the books I read in high school. I mean junior high school, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I just love that book. Dope book.
One of
Yeah.
my favorite books was Lord of the Flies. When we read
Um.
that in middle school, that was like one of my favorite books, dude. Love that book. I don't know if you ever read that book. Have you?
Nah, I haven't. But
You
I
should.
mean, I mean, I'll put it
It's
on
a quick
my
read. It will be a quick read now.
yeah.
But
I'll put it on the TBR to be read.
definitely, definitely. Jan has like a
Yeah.
whole TBR section that like the way that she does her library, she has the books like stacked
Oh,
horizontally and vertically.
I'm about to add to that TBR. I'm about to add to that TBR. Yeah, so home team, let us know what your favorite genre and author is. Definitely want to shoot some genres that I should read, or maybe get dug into reading other genres as well.
Speaking about a book, Frog and Toad
Frog
is
and a
a book
Toad.
is a
Yeah,
book as well.
yeah.
She
That's
loves
probably.
that book, and
I was just
it
about to
just
say Dylan's probably reading that shit
yeah,
extensively.
we've been reading it like every other day, and now there's a actual show for Frog and Toad for the book
Yeah, yeah.
on Apple TV, so she loves that too. Like we try to limit the screen time. She doesn't get a lot of screen time. Everybody out there, home team. I'm saying that now because people will be like, "Oh, why you have your kid watching?"
Gotta.
She doesn't get that much screen time.
Yeah,
When she
nah.
does, it's a little bit here and there, but she does love Frog and Toad and Peppa.
Well, when she gets that screen time, she's watching Frog and Toad.
Yep.
That's just
Yeah.
when she gets it because she's limited. Um, the second question I have for the home team, as well as you, Dougie, how does reading help with your mental? And just for clarification, I know everybody has their outlet on what they do to recharge. I want to say for Jan, she kind of recharges sometimes by
Hmm.
reading books and stuff like that. Um, how exactly, I guess, from you being with Jan or for yourself, how do you feel like reading helps with the mental?
I feel like reading is like an easy way to kind of get you like into a stable like feeling, right? Like it kind of just like balances you out. Like when things are happening and there's a lot going on, now you can kind of lock in and really immerse yourself with a good book or a good read and like feel the escape a little bit like in a way because you're creating the imagination and you're creating the story that's also part of that story. So like there's like this stability piece to the puzzle that I definitely see in Jan as well as myself when we're reading or like when we pick up a book is like you kind of calm down, like your temperament is different, like your view of the world looks a little bit different. So like when your mental is kind of like up and down and all over and you just have a lot going on, it to me it feels like it's a stable outlet to just like release and then come back, right? And then now
Gotcha.
you feel like you're in a good spot to have I've been using this word a little bit too much this week, but have a better equilibrium with the world
Oh,
and the vibe that is
are,
happening at the current moment.
are we gonna incorporate word of the day into?
That has
Yo,
been
you're
a
on a
word.
roll. You're on a roll today, man. With
I
the
know. I think
early,
I'm ready for the elevated advice. Something must have
yeah,
slipped into my
yeah. So yeah,
coffee
into
here.
your coffee. I think we might have to just skip over all we got to talk about. Just go straight to the elevated advice.
And
um,
since freaking CoStar hasn't sent us a contract, I might as well just start making my own
yeah.
and writing them up.
But I think the other element to and I kind of mentioned this as well. I think reading gives you a space to imagine things,
Hmm.
and it kind of just builds like your creative juices. Because like I said before, like you're imagining a scene in your head while you're reading, and that scene could be anything. Like my
Hmm.
interpretation of that scene might be different than what your
Oh
interpretation
yeah,
is,
definitely.
based off the wording and how you read things. So I think like reading in terms of the mental, it helps get your creative like juices flowing and stuff like that, and it may help you on another project. Like maybe like all right, like you start reading, and then all of a sudden, like maybe you're maybe you are into creative writing, so maybe like you getting inspiration from that helps you do any whatever creative writing you have. So yeah, I think reading could serve as a definitely a mental recharge for a lot of people. I mean, I see a lot of people do it. Jan being the most prominent one, and also my
Yeah,
mom too.
I know that a lot of people use it for different different ways to feel your senses, right?
Yeah,
Like you just said, you're imagining different things. Like there's books like I honestly like we've been talking a lot more around like books that have a specific character or a plot or whatever, but I read cookbooks all the time. And like cookbooks are the same thing, right? Like you
yeah,
get to learn who the chef is, like where they went to school, how they learn their techniques, what they look for in when
yeah.
they're picking their produce or picking like any of their proteins or whatever it is. Like just
Well,
imagining the smells and the tastes and the
yeah,
feelings that you're having. Like we were just watching The Bear which if you haven't watched the new season, you should definitely watch it because
I
you
gotta
just
tap
said
in.
like, 15, 20 minutes ago that all you do is binge. Now the whole thing is out. You can binge it in one day. But besides the point, that is that same like cohesiveness of like something that you're rooted in or you're passionate in that you want to continue to learn on. And I think that's also something that helps with your mental is like when you're passionate in something and you want to continue to learn and grow, like you'll find ways to do that. And reading is a good way to do it. Like I said, I look at cookbooks and read cookbooks all the time. Like Jan just got me a cookbook for Father's Day from Giada. So like now I'm looking at all these different like Italian dishes and like how she
Yeah,
looks and like for specific produce and things like that. It's really really cool to like get inside somebody else's head while you're thinking about like your senses yourself because everybody is unique and different, right? And we
yeah.
all look and see and smell and feel things differently. It's just cool to dig into that too.
Well, it's interesting you say that too, because like just like slightly, I'll piggyback off of that. Like, yeah, like really doesn't necessarily mean like you gotta read like I don't know, like any adventure book. Like you said, you mentioned you read self development books, but also like a cookbook. That's kind of helping you with your craft if you're a chef. So
Mm-hmm.
like again, like that could be a mental recharge because you may be struggling to I don't know find your next dish, and all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden you read a cookbook and you're taking out like well this maybe if I add in some turmeric or maybe if I add some cumin or some paprika and all these like I'm just throwing spices out there, but
Mm-hmm.
you get the point like to make this dish potentially what it's supposed to be or what I'm envisioning. So yeah, I mean home team, let us know if reading helps with your mental or if what types of books help with your mental. Would definitely want to hear your insight and what you have to say about that. um
Yeah, I mean, drop that in the comments. I know
yeah,
another thing that helps me with my mental is it's also in this session as well. Our cars, bro. Like I love to just get in the car and let it rip. Like sometimes I want to just get in, start it up, and just go and like not come back sometimes. Like, and that's not saying because I don't love my life. I just love to drive. I love to
mhm,
see the scenery. I love to look at
yeah,
stuff. That's another thing that helps me with my mental too, is like just getting out and breathing, especially now that it's been like nice out. It has been a
yeah,
little humid, but you can have the windows down, go for a nice like late drive, and just like let it rip, dude. Like I know we have a couple of things around cars for the next piece of the session here, but that is definitely an
yeah.
easy way to segue into that.
Well,
Um, is just being able to enjoy like a drive. What about you? Like I know that
well,
you love to
well,
drive.
well. The one thing I hate about driving is the traffic. I fucking hate traffic. I mean, that's anybody, but I can't stand traffic. Like it's kind of one of it's like a pet peeve and yeah. But anyways,
I
all of
mean, the
that,
other thing is though that you live in the most cluttered
yeah,
city in the
yeah,
world, basically,
yeah,
or at
yeah.
least one of them.
Sometimes when I go like to like by you and stuff like that, and like in that case, like I'm just driving. Obviously, music is always bumping, so I think for me is that's also therapeutic as well. Like you're driving, you're listening to music, and just seeing different scenery and stuff like that is I would definitely agree, in that realm. But in terms of cars, Toyota is developing a new engine.
Yeah, I know you sent me a text about this
Yeah,
earlier in the week.
yeah, yeah. So they're developing a new engine, and basically just a synopsis of it. The Toyota is expanding the limits of gas-powered engines. The automaker's next-gen engine lineup includes 1.5 liter to 2 liter sizes, which are entirely different from its previous internal combustion engines, leveraging more lightweight and compact designs. Toyota's new 1.5 liter achieves a 10% weight and volume reduction compared to the company's current 1.5 liter, while the new 2.0 offers similar gains to the existing 2.4 liter. In turn,
Hmm.
Toyota is able to increase fuel economy and lower emissions without sacrificing power. Still, this next gen engine's family efficiency extends beyond increased mileage and reduced emissions to areas like vehicle segment of versatility. So yeah, Toyota is looking to basically making this engine more, I guess you could say, environmentally safe. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think that a lot more you're gonna see a lot more car companies do this over the
Yeah,
next like 10 years. Obviously there's been a huge push for electric. Not as many people are as game as that, right? Like we've had cars for 100 some odd years and they've all run off of some type of fuel, right?
gas. Yeah,
So like petroleum is always going to be a big thing, even though it's a renewable resource, a non-renewable resource, I should say. I'm sorry. Um, there's still like some type of semblance where we always draw ourselves back to that. But to me, I think that they're doing the right thing, right? Like they're trying to figure out ways to use resources that we have in more stretched ways, but still get the most out of the vehicle, right? Like, all
yeah,
right, now it's the engine will be a little bit smaller, but you'll still get the same power, the same drive from it. We'll also be able to they'll likely work on the exhaust system a little bit more so that
yeah,
you can push out the emissions in different ways, and it's like that's one thing that's different about New York than it is like when I was growing up in PA. When we were getting our car inspected in PA, you didn't have to like get your emissions or your exhaust checked at all. Like that wasn't even something that was like a red flag. In New York, you literally
yes.
cannot get your car inspected unless all of that is perfect. Even if you had a small little hole in your exhaust, they will not pass you for inspection.
Well,
Growing up,
actually, yeah, I actually when I had the Honda when I had the Honda Accord,
yeah.
it failed the inspection because of the exhaust. Yeah,
Hmm.
so yeah, absolutely, they're very keen on that here in New York, which I mean, it kind of
It makes
explains it.
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah,
I think they should be keen that, on it everywhere. It's very very important, but it's cool to see like these companies like a Toyota or a Honda or like some of these older companies like a Ford really looking to make a difference in the way that they're building their cars to be more environmentally sound as well as like better for the world because like we need to think about that um and that's why there's a big push for electric cars, but I still want the power. Like the electric cars are not the same. I don't know if you've ever driven like a Tesla or like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Honda, like that's kind of
There-
like converted
There's
or
no,
whatever.
there's no what I like to call oomph.
Yeah, it doesn't like it'll give you a push, but it doesn't feel like you're revving an engine, right? Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't get that same sense from it, but I think Toyota is doing the right thing. They're gonna have other competitors that are gonna try and jump on this same thing.
yeah, yeah.
What about you? What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, like it really like goes into one is it for practical reasons. It's definitely amazing because they're obviously they're thinking about the environment and stuff like that, and obviously there's a lot of things going on with the environment. So obviously in that direction, and their um corporate social responsibility, that's definitely I'm glad Toyota's doing this. I have a Toyota, I have a RAV4,
Mm-hmm.
so and it's an amazing car. And Toyota is definitely an amazing, they make great cars as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very practical, economical, and stuff like that. So definitely like the fact that they're doing this. I would say like for me, like I do enjoy having the rev of an engine. Even like the RAV4 isn't like the most like it's not like a fucking Mustang, but still
Mm-hmm.
the like you
You can give
still
it the go. You can give it the
yeah,
go.
you know what I mean? It still has like you still could get a little oomph out of it. And I think, I don't know, for some reason, when you rev up an engine, I don't know, this is probably like a guy thing, but like when you rev up the engine, it gives you like some sort of like adrenaline, like I'm about
Yeah,
to
it's
fucking,
like a but.
I'm like in midnight club or some shit like that. You know
It
what I
feels
mean?
like you're like getting a huge boost of serotonin and dopamine, and you're like, "Whoa, the
Oh,
adrenaline is pushing, dude!" Like when I was
yeah,
growing up, that was my favorite thing to do. Like I had
yeah,
multiple different cars, but one of my favorite cars was an Acura RSX Type S. It was a six-speed. It was one of my favorite cars. I
but
think you've seen it.
the blue one,
The blue one, that's cool. Yeah, that was.
yeah,
I would go back and grab that car right this second if I could.
Yeah.
But like I think as a dad now, it's very much focused on practical.
Yeah.
At the current moment, like our Crosstrek has been one of the best cars like we've had over the last 5-6 years. I ended up actually being able to pay it off and everything, and now it's like our car, which is fucking awesome too. But just a great car, dude. Like great overall car, and I've fallen into the Subaru trance because I really love Subarus.
Mhm.
But I would say that I do look more for now. I look more for the practical car that will still get me from point A to point B. But as a kid, and in those late teenage years,
Yeah. But
it had to be all look and everything had to be perfect, dude. Like I redid the exhaust on that RSX with a Borla exhaust. I had a new intake that was in there. We tinted out the windows. We
yeah.
gave it the works. Dude, that was my favorite car. Like if I could go back, I'd grab it right now. But hey, here we are, and I still love the Revenant engine. Like in the future, I will have like a little like secondary fun little car, but
Car.
it'll
Yeah.
probably be like a WRX or something like that though, with like some turbos and shit.
Yeah. I think I'm not when it comes to cars, obviously I know about cars and stuff like that. Like I know about everything you just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I guess like I'm not really as keen to
Mm-hmm.
like obviously I like the tinted windows and all that shit. But I'm not really keen on like, oh, I need a boost, like all these
Yeah,
like
I gotta soup this
accessor.
car up.
Yeah, like I mean, I can see why it does like people want it, but for me personally, like I don't need all that, even because. But I would say like in terms of like now, I would say more practical. But obviously like I love a good look to a car. Like if I had the money, a fucking nice Beamer would always look fucking
Mm-hmm.
amazing. Like
Mm-hmm.
imagine getting a Beamer i8, like that would
Or any of
absolutely.
those M series ones that are like
Yeah,
wild, dude.
yeah, it's like I would love a Lamborghini. I would love all these fucking cars. Like, you know
What's
what
your
I mean?
dream car? If you had any amount of cash right now and you could buy it outright, it's your car. What's your dream car?
I'm a big Bentley guy.
Bentley.
So I would say like a old school Bentley. I actually have it tatted
Wow,
on. I actually have it tatted on me. The I would get like an old school Bentley car for sure.
that's awesome.
Uh, I also really like authentic looking cars. So like I'm big on like like a
Like
60.
Camaros.
Yeah, like a 64 Impala, obviously like a 65, Bentley or along those lines, you know what I mean? Like the old school Beamers as well. The port, like I like old school
Mhm.
cars. I like the old Porsche 911, like all like I
All
like
the ones
all.
that used to have like the squared off, like that 90s to early 2000s body styles on like all of those cars were awesome. I feel like a lot of
Yeah,
cars now are so bubbly, dude. Like they look like
yeah, yeah,
circular, and it's
yeah.
not like the lines are cut and like you're like damn, like 69 Camaro or a 70 Mustang, like those ones, dude, are fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Those aren't
I
the
like.
dream car, but those are definitely awesome.
Yeah, like, I would say authentic cars are really my thing. Like I like an authentic like car. Like obviously like like obviously getting like a 2025 G-Wagon will always look fucking nice,
Hmm.
matte black and all that shit. But like there's something about old school cars that like it just gives you like a nostalgic feeling. Like cause
Hmm.
like a lot of those cars too, like you probably saw in like a TV show or a movie that you were
Hmm.
like, whoa, like I would like that car, you know what I mean? But overall, like I like Bentley. I think Bentleys like look good. Every time I look at a car show, I always hop in a Bentley. Gotta get the feeling of a Bentley. Well, like home team, let us know what your dream car is. When looking for a car, are you looking for practical or looks? No judgment. This is a safe space. But definitely want to hear what you got to say, and also just generally speaking, like, what do you guys feel about Toyota's development of a new engine?
I think
Yeah,
if I had the cash, my dream car would be an R34 Nissan Skyline, 6
Mm,
speed. Like fucking awesome. Right side drive, mad fast, bro. Oh my god. Or I would go and get an Audi R8
got
and whip it
yeah,
around, bro.
yeah, younger Doug is spewing out right now.
Oh my god, dude. Those are my favorite cars. Like if I had the any amount of cash and I could just run over to Audi and just buy an R8 off the
I'm in
front
there.
lot, I'm in there. I'm
I'm
in
in
there,
there.
dude. Cuz the the R34 Nissan Skyline, I'd have to go to Japan to buy it cuz like they don't sell them here anymore. They only
Got
sell the
it.
R35 here and it's automatic and it's not the same. So, that is a definite.
All right. Well, now we're approaching Doug's favorite segment for the day. Elevated advice. So since Dougie, you've been carrying away with this,
All right,
take it, take your shot at this.
I'll give CoStar its little hype up. We still would love to sign with you. We're still waiting. My John Hancock is here. I have a pen at my desk ready for you to send that paperwork over, CoStar. So I'm gonna keep shouting you out, even though I've been on it. I don't really love this one. So let's see if there's more. Let's do this. Do. Bum bum bum. Oh, this is a good one. So the elevated advice for today on my end is plan your future together. And I think this is definitely rooted in more of like a partnership
Yeah.
elevated advice. So, home team, think about this with you and your partner. Always planning your future together is important. Obviously, you're always going to have your own goals and your own successes and where you want to be as an individual. But when you become a partnership and you join forces and you're working on things together, everything has to be kind of lock and key to what's going on between the two of you, and joining forces on where you want to be and what you want your future to be is extremely important. Learning this now even more than ever. Obviously, Ayana and I have been together 11 years. We've been married 4 years, and now we have a beautiful little girl. Being parents, you have to be on the same page. You have to understand that there is so much that this world, brings to the table right in front of us with these things, that you have to be just lock and key, like I said, and together on planning where you want the future to be and what you want your world to look like or what you want your kids to grow up in or do. I think this is a really good elevated advice to just like touch and pull on a couple of different strings around how important it is to know and understand where you stand as an individual and what your goals are. But when you unify yourself and you join a partnership, that's where you got to be together on everything. And you can even say that here with elevated and chill. Like you and I have sat down. We've looked at where we want to bring this. We've looked at what we wanted to do with this. Obviously, home team. It all is on you guys helping us and
Yeah.
supporting us to grow. But we have our path forward of where we want to bring this and how big we want to get it and what we want to do with it. So planning for the future together in any scenario is key. What about you? What do you think about that?
I mean, I think you pretty much said everything. I think I just want to add, and I just want to say mine's first because my elevator advice actually kind of ties everything together. It says love should feel like a glove, but it doesn't have to feel like one.
Ooh.
And kind of just like correlating with what you just said right now, I think sometimes as a person, when we're with a partner, we get lost in, all right, how is this partnership gonna work? But I also stress as well, like you can't help a partnership if you can't really help yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest key in having a partnership is that you kind of are focused on the relationship rather than yourself. And
Definitely.
I'm not saying like neglect the relationship, or the partnership, I think also you have to also focus on you and make you a priority as well. Because if you come in and you're in a partnership and all you're doing is like feeling like I'm giving this, then you aren't really doing for yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
really and truly, like you guys, any partnership should be, parallel, not really
Mm-hmm.
like intersecting. So, I mean, obviously you guys are intersect, but for the most part, it should be parallel. So tying it in with my little bit of advice is like love should feel like a glove. It should come together seamlessly, but at the same time, it shouldn't feel like you're suffocated and
Mm-hmm.
like you're feeling like I can't breathe and I'm not myself and all that stuff. So, I think with anything you do, it's important to also just focus on you and make yourself a priority and that time with you a priority. And like if you're with a partner that truly understands that, you guys will definitely coexist, but also focus on the future together. These are all things that have to be considered as well.
Yeah, I think one thing I think about with yours is that love should feel like a glove. And when I think of a glove, I immediately think of like a baseball glove, or like I think of, like the gloves you put on when you're going outside
Yeah,
in the snow or whatever. And there's still always room to grow into those. And when the next year comes around, the next season comes around, and your gloves are tight, what are you doing? You're going and you're buying a new pair of
rubber
gloves.
gloves. Yeah,
So it's like you're not going and finding a new relationship, but you're finding new ways to
ways to
continue to
your
grow
relationship.
together. And know that there is areas that you need to work on. And like you said, don't be in a relationship that you feel like you're being suffocated and you're not getting what you want to get out of it as an individual and how you want to grow. And then how you and your partner want to grow. So
Yeah,
wow, elevated advice hitting it throughout the whole session, bro. Like
yeah.
loving it right now. Feeling really good.
Yeah, feeling really good. Home team, let us know what you think about the elevator advice from me and Dougie. Obviously add in your own in the comments. So obviously we always want to hear what you guys have to say. With all that being said, Dougie, it's always a pleasure chopping up with you and having this session. This was a great one. Home team, 6 p.m. Thursdays. If you're on the Eastern Standard Time, if you're on that West Coast side. 3 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, Dougie, it's always a pleasure. I'll catch you on the flip side, my brother.
CJ, thank you, man. Great session as always.
All right.